Morning everybody. So thank you very much everyone for joining this session on effective skills to be successful at workplace. So I think everybody needs these skills. Now the only thing is that what could be the definition of success? So this could be different for different people. But I hope even if the definition is different, these skills would definitely help you to be successful as per your definition. So if you ask what is my definition is that I would call it a successful day at office, at workplace, if I don't lose my happiness, if I'm happy and motivated to do my work, and I do not spoil anybody's happiness, and my customer or anybody at the workplace do not spoils my happiness. So I would call it a successful I would call it success at workplace, if that is my definition anyway. However, the 9 skills that I am going to share today, these skills are going to benefit all of you, right? So let me move on to the first slide. Art of saying no. Art of saying no is a very important skill, because when you are dealing with customers, senior people, it is very important that you are diplomatic. So the one-liner and a cue and a hint to be better on this is to, if you want to say no, first say yes and then say no. Okay, would you like me to elaborate on this? I think you meet these situations every day in your life. When customer is there and customer is asking you for something, he may not be right, but you have to understand that even if customer is not right, he has the right to hire you or fire you. So you cannot hurt his sentiments. So you have to be diplomatic. I have seen in meetings with senior people, many a times I've seen many senior people, when customer is telling something from our side, can you put your mics on mute please? Yeah, thank you. So when customer is saying something, and even if he's not totally right, I've seen some senior people saying that, sir, you are absolutely right about it, but I think, sir, there is one catch. So they will first say yes, and then they will just add something like that, just to add in something or to modify something. So which really helps and goes in a nice way, and you become very much acceptable to the customer when you say, sir, you are right. The moment you say, sir, you are right, customer feels that you are with him, and then he is receive mind to listen to what you want to say further, what you want to add further. So that goes in a very nice way, I would say, right? Okay, so the second key to be successful, so I've just covered one key, I have to go till 9. So the second key is never assume. Never assume. Okay, so before you assume, there is this thing called asking. Right? So now why is it important to ask? See, it's very obvious. So see, whatever I'm telling you is very obvious and common sense, but we are just trying to recapitulate or remind ourselves of some good skills, which according to me, these are the best 9 skills that everybody should follow. Right? So when we say that never assume, why we say that? Because after ending up doing your job, and if the expectations are not met, you would understand that customer would not be happy. You would have lost some precious time. And if you have lost your precious time, then what? Now if you start all over again, everybody has lost his patience. Everybody has lost the time. Everybody is a little bit angry, frustrated that this should have happened by now as per our expectation. So there is something which holds us back to go forward to the customer or the colleague or anybody to ask what holds us back. The first thing which holds us back is procrastination. If you call it Hindi, alasya. I think this is what he is saying. Well, this is quite obvious. Why should I ask? It's fine. I understand that much. So we should not be overconfident about our understanding. We should always ask, even if it is very obvious. Please ask, because when you go and ask, you do not know what good thing you have done. You have done two good things. So the A is that you have given value to the person, and you are communicating to the person by confirming your understanding that you are not casual, you mean business. That is the first thing. Then the B, that is the B benefit of this. Another benefit of this is when you go and get your understanding confirmed, the person at the other end becomes interested, because you are discussing with him something which is his requirement. So of course he would be interested. He wants his requirement to be met, doesn't he? He do want his requirement to be met. He does, yes. So when you go to him, he would tell you two more things which you did not thought of. He would give you few more insights to you. You did not think that that also can be there. Although fine, your understanding was right, your understanding got confirmed. But the two more insights that he gave you just came out because you went there. I have seen it very much in my office, my seniors following that, and they are always on dot. And customer is always happy that happy to see the face of these people when they go and start interacting with customer. Customer look forward to them, that is he in the meeting or not. They ask for with name, is he there in the meeting? They get very assured when they find that these gentlemen, these gentlemen are in the meeting when we are working in our normal workplace. I have observed that. You would have observed that. It is not that they are looking forward to them because of their position. It is because they get assurance that if they are there, then they are on my side and my work would be done as per my expectation. That is why they wait for these people. So I didn't think I digressed much, but let me move forward. So I have covered two skills to be successful at workplace. Let me move on to the third skill. The third skill is understanding expectation. You would say that it looks quite similar to do not assume. Yes, it looks quite similar. But now this is after you have got your understanding correct. Still, few things cannot be quantified in words. For example, I tell you, get me printer ink cartridge number 802. It is precisely quantified. There is no gap at all in that. There is totally no gap. Because with 802 number cartridge, you will get 802 number cartridge only. However, when I am talking about some reports, some dashboards, I'm talking about some presentation to be made, I'm talking about recruiting some managers. Manager, depending upon his job profile, we would need to specify what kind of personality traits should this manager have. So under these circumstances, we need to be very clear about what is being asked for. But when you are talking about personality traits, you cannot quantify it, that give me 802 number, manager number 802. There's nothing like that. These are not quantifiable. When you ask for a presentation and a report, the sequence, the structuring is something which is maybe not even clear in the mind of the person who is asking it. Maybe even customer is not clear at times. So the ideas are vague, as you can see in the picture. The ideas are quite vague, scattered, cluttered. But how can we come to the conclusion and how can we meet the expectation in that case? Let me give a very crude example of Delhi Metro. When metro coaches were being designed, first of all, manufacturers made a prototype. Prototype looks quite similar to what the actual design would be, but it is a toy type of a thing. But when prototype is in front of you, it becomes a little easier to give some suggestions. No, I do not want so many seats. I need more space to stand because we have a bigger population. We need lesser space for seating. So a lot of solutions would have come after looking at the prototype, because the person who made a prototype was from a different geography, was from a different background, had a different culture, and had a different mindset. So I'm not saying that that prototype was wrong. That this prototype is exactly like an opinion. And no opinion is right or wrong. Everything is fine. Only thing is that we have to see that what fits in best for the customer circumstances, right? Having said that, so how do we then understand what would be a prototype in case of a dashboard or a report or giving a candidature which fits in the requirement? The prototype would be, suppose you have 3 days to give the report or the candidature for interview. Shortlist your candidate in 1 day and align for interview. If you have 3 days to make a report or a dashboard, do that in on the very first day, and present the draft version of the report or the presentation or the dashboard. Now, when you have another 2 days, then nobody is losing time. Nobody is impatient. Your customer will discuss with you, help you fine tune it. So it would be much easier, just add this, remove this, take it forward, take it to the next. Or if it is a candidate, then after the feed you get the feedback for the first candidate from the interviewer, from the customer side, whether he selects or not. He would say yes, everything is fine, technically no issues, but communication I found little issue or whatever. So you will get to know that what he's actually looking for. Then you can just do a little more fine tuning, and then you can maybe more close to the requirement that customer is asking, and your chances of success will be more because you have still saved 2 days. Similarly, if you are given 3 hours to make a presentation, give it the first cut in 1 hour. So always keep 2 hours for discussion. Now, how does it help you? Once you go to your senior or your customer with a draft version, now customer starts partnering with you. By partnering, I mean that he start adding ideas, he start giving ideas, advice, additions, deletions, modifications. So now you are not making the report. Now you and your customer together are making the report. Doesn't that make a difference? Now you're not working in silos, you're not working in isolation. You're working with the customer, for the customer, and to meet his requirement. So the chances of success are 100% guaranteed. There is no reason that your happiness will be lost, because if you would go on the 3rd day with your understanding of the presentation to the customer and he has really not got any buffer, he would be little wild, little angry. Maybe he would tell you something which would, due to which you would lose your happiness. So, and of course, you fail in presenting the requirement. So whatever you call it success, whether meeting the requirement is your success story or preserving your happiness, both ways you would be successful if you go a little meticulously and work in tandem with the customer. So that is what I was telling you about understanding expectations. Okay, so let me move on to the next slide. Now in the next slide, before I move that, I just would conclude this. So share the draft version and give a prototype which makes more sense, which is more structured, and then customer can add value to reach the final. This is still not final. It is just this beginning of making your presentation. Because whatever you made before that, whatever you made, what you see on the screen is still your version of it. It is not customer's version. But you have 2 days to do it further. Let me go to the next slide now. The next slide is on win-win situation. See, we are working in an environment where we are working as a team. So when we are working as a team, we have to give everyone the winning proposition. If we are at a senior level and if we give winning proposition to our juniors when they are doing a good job, or we give a winning proposition to the customer that, sir, because of your guidance we could do it. It doesn't matter who gets the credit. Ultimately, if job is done well, the senior or the project manager has anyway won, because for him, for his management, his review would be good because things have went well. Due to whose help has it went well does not matter now. whoever helped, give everybody a credit so that they are more motivated. So now if I would talk about team and motivation, then you see even the ordinary bunch of folks, when they are working with passion, when they are working with energy, motivation, then these very ordinary folks become a very competitive team. So passion and teamwork are the key to make ordinary folks into a winning team. So team. Now what is team? You see, it is not a group of people who are working together. It is the people who trust each other. So are we trusting each other? Yes, we should trust each other more. That is the mantra. Right? So I would conclude with this, that when we were in school or college, what was our mindset? Our mindset was that only one person will win. But when we are in a corporate world, when we are at a workplace, either our entire team will win or our entire team will lose. I remember way back, my cousin was working with Wipro and she had a target of 3.5 crore, and the entire team had a target of around 10.5 crore. So my cousin did her 3.5 crore, but the entire group target was still at 8 crore. They were still short of 2.5 crore. So my cousin was told, she felt bad about it at that time, but now when she has grown up, she understands what it meant to her. Her supervisor told her that our group target is 10.5 crore, so if you would only get your incentive if our group target is met. So she also contributed, and ultimately they were able to make it by her alone doing 4.5 crore. But this might be some kind of a complaint to some people, that why, when I have done my target, why should I not be intensified? Because your team target has not been met. All the teams who have been working with a company, their target has not been met. So company's target has not been met. Company's profit lines have not improved ultimately. Because when company starts the financial year, they already have a budget of expense. And the budget and expense that they have at hand is with certain forecast and number that we will meet these numbers. And when we meet these numbers, so project wise we would spend this much money. Now the expenditure is done. The expense is given by the management, and project manager spends that money as per the budget. But the profit which was envisaged, the outcomes which were envisaged are not met. So you end up losing your money without getting what you had to get. So now in this scenario, how can a marketing person get incentive? Because company has not made the money they had anticipated. Incentive is for meeting the target, not for missing the target, right? So this is all about a win-win situation. So now I would go to the fifth skill, which is important to be successful at a workplace. The fifth skill is transaction to transformation. What happens that every day we get into a crisis situation. Every day we get a transaction which is an escalation. Not every transaction is an escalation. I'm talking about a transaction where customer is very disappointed with you, and he is so angry that he doesn't want to see your face. He doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't want your company to continue to serve him. So we are in a service industry, and it is said that in service industry, escalations will always be there. Crisis will always be there. And you would have always heard our seniors saying that due to crisis, we are there in the job. If there is no crisis or there is no escalation, why would we be required with all these skills? So what I'm trying to come out with you is that when customer is disappointed, he will give a call to you and would like to have a meeting. Now this is an opportunity for you to turn the situation around. So take such challenges that you get in life as opportunities. Now, having got the challenge, you work on it, turn around the situation, resolve his concerns, and after that, make it a point that this customer should not call you next time. Because after you resolve his problem, try to definitely, if he was very disappointed, very angry, it is more, and if you resolve his problem, he will be more than happy also. Because when somebody is angry and frustrated and letting it out on you, he is shouting because he is not assured that you will resolve his problem. He is not trusting you. That is why he is frustrated, shouting, and angry. But once you resolve his problem with all your might and with all your good intentions, and then when you get back to him, he would be happy because he had actually lost hope. And you not only turn it around, you also won his confidence forever in life. So this is what I was trying to say, that you have transformed that relationship, that transaction into a lifetime relationship. And next time in life, he will not have to call you when he is disappointed. It might be that you would call him more often as a courtesy because he's your friend. He see a friend in you, you see a friend in him, right? So going forward, you lead the meeting. Now, just after the issue is resolved, lead the meeting. Call him. Sir, I want to meet you. Because, see, you have done some fix up, but you would like to make it a permanent fixture, right? You would like to make it a permanent resolution. So you lead the meeting. You go to him. And you have a point to discuss. You discuss with him all what you have done to resolve the problem.